What's up, guys? It's MMA, and today I'm gonna be rating every top 15 pound for pound fighter based on their unbeatability, which basically means, I'm gonna be rating them on a scale of 1 to 10 on how easily they can be beaten. And the higher the number is, the more unbeatable they are. Now, the way this works is that every single fighter, if you go to the UFC website and you look up the top 15 pound for pound, that's the way I have it ranked. Like, I'm not gonna rank it based on my opinion. I'm ranking it like on how the website has it. So this guy's number, I'm putting him at that. So that's why Charles Oliveira's number 15 is on the website. He's number 15. And you guys can see there's a number on a scale of 10, and that's how unbeatable I think he is. So let's start off with Charles Oliveira. So I think Charles Oliveira is a 6.5 out of 10 on the scale. And let me tell you something. Brother. Bro, Charles Oliveira is really good. But something I have noticed is that he's slowed down. He's not his prime anymore. He's not as fast. He hits hard, kinda, but not too not crazy hard. Obviously he has really good submissions and jiu-jitsu and his wrestling has definitely looked really good. But I don't know, bro. Like, you're taking Michael Chandler to a decision while Paddy Pimblett washed out Chandler. I think Oliveira is gonna lose to Ilya. I think he's gonna lose. He would lose to Islam in a rematch. He would lose to Arman Tsarukyan. He might lose to Paddy Pimblett. I know people won't like that, but that's just the truth, and you gotta hear it. You gotta hear me out, bro. And yeah, bro. I think even Max Holloway can beat him. Bro. But I think Oliveira's obviously really good though. Like, former champion, beat Gagey, beat Poirier, beat Chandler twice. Had a very close fight with Sarukian, lost to Islam, but he's very good, of course. Charles Oliveira, very well rounded, but he's definitely been getting slower. And when he faces those guys who have really good wrestling, and they don't really fear his submissions and his jiu-jitsu, he kind of freezes up. But at the end of the day, he's only losing to the top guys. But that's still going to get your score bumped down. So that's why I think Charles Oliveira is a 6.5 out of 10. Moving on to number 14. Now you guys are going to be thinking, how is Charles Oliveira 6.5, but Sean O'Malley 7.5? This is glazing. Look, guys, hear me out. Sean O'Malley. Okay, let's look at the bantamweight. Rankings, okay? So, Petr Yan in a rematch. That fight has always been very interesting. Now, this kind of depends on how O'Malley performs this weekend. But, bro, I genuinely believe O'Malley's grappling, I think his grappling has improved. I'm going to assume it has improved. And Petr Yan is not as good as a wrestler or grappler as Merab. And if Sean O'Malley can stuff his takedowns, which I know he can, I know he's going to do way better in doing that than in his first fight with Petr Yan. And O'Malley did outstrike Petr Yan. The only reason that fight was extremely close was because of Petr Yan. Petr Yan had to grapple. He had to grapple in order to succeed in the fight. Either way on the feet, he was doing really good. It was very close either way. Petr Yan's one of the best strikers in the world. But he had to grapple to make it razor close. So I truly believe O'Malley will outstrike Yan in a 3-rounder, in a 5-rounder. O'Malley has proven that his cardio is 5-round worthy, and his striking is leveling up. He already proved that he can outstrike Yan, and his striking is just getting better and better. And I think he still beats Yan by decision in a 5-rounder. And a 3-rounder, I still think O'Malley beats him. And Umar Nurmagomedov is the only tough test in the rankings, as I think O'Malley knocks out Corey Sandhagen And Corey Sandhagen, I like Corey Sandhagen. He's really good. I think he beats Song Yadong. I think he beats Davison Figueiredo, and everybody else he just beats. Okay. So we're looking at the only two tough tests as contenders are Petr Yan and Umar Nurmagomedov. And I think he beats Petr Yan. Umar Nurmagomedov is a very tough test. I can't lie. He's a very tough test. I will not lie to you. I don't know about that one, but I think O'Malley can be extremely competitive with Umar. Probably can beat him. Might be able to catch him with a shot. Because Umar's more technical. He's not like somebody who's just like spam takedowns, like Merab. So, and that might give O'Malley more of like an opportunity to actually catch him, you know. So, wait, bro, I have to blow my nose. That was good. That was good. I can't lie, that was good. All right, so, and like I said, I think O'Malley's gonna beat Merab. So, we'll see. I need, bro. O'Malley low-key has aura, bro. He low-key has aura. He low-key gained aura, bro. Like, O'Malley has gained some serious aura. Below, remember the name Muhammad. 7.5 out of 10. Even though he lost to Jack, it was pretty close. I mean, there were close rounds. I think Jack won 49-46, but you know, it was not a masterclass. But Jack did clearly win the fight. And let me tell you something. Okay, so we're looking at the welterweight rankings. Sean Brady is very, very good. Bilal already beat him, but Sean Brady has gotten better. With his striking, his grappling, and his heart, he's tougher now. I think that'd be a really close fight. But I think Bilal's wrestling and grappling, and he's very tough. So I think he can negate the wrestling of Sean Brady, and I think he's a better striker overall. So I think it'd be a close fight, but I think he beat Sean Brady. I think he beat Shavkat. Shavkat is the most overrated fighter in the UFC. He'd beat Leon Edwards. Usman, we'll see how he fights, but I think he'd beat Usman. Ian Gary's a tough fight. Ian Gary's really, really good. He's very underrated. That's a tough fight. Joaquin Buckley, that's a very tough fight too. But, bro, I think Bilal Muhammad would beat almost everybody in the division, bro. He's a very good striker. Good boxer. Very good wrestling. Not dangerous, but he's very good. So that's why I think he'd be mostly anybody in the division. Now I think he would lose to Jack and Islam and maybe Joaquin Buckley. Sean Brady can beat him too, you never know. But Sean Brady is going to get better every time. Sean Brady is young. I think he's like, what, 30? Nah, actually, he's not super young. But he's like, what, like 33? And yeah. Now we're going to number 12. Max Holloway. Now, Max Holloway, 8 out of 10. So he's the highest ranked fighter right now on the list currently. Max Holloway is a problem at lightweight. Not only is he probably the best striker aside from Ilia Topuria at lightweight, like below Ilia Topuria, he's the best striker at lightweight, 100%. He's going to be extremely fast at lightweight, more power at lightweight, better chin at lightweight. Like, we already know Max Holloway is crazy good at featherweight, and he's one of the all-time greats in featherweight. Imagine him improving in lightweight. That's crazy. Now, I think he can possibly beat Arman Tsarukyan. Like, Arman Tsarukyan is obviously like an extremely good wrestler. He can take down Max and elbow him into the canvas, but Holloway's very tough. He has good defensive grappling. He's hard to take down. He's very strong. Like, come on. And his striking, bro, he would destroy Tsarukyan on the feet. Well, not really destroy, but he would definitely mince up Tsarukyan pretty good on the pretty well on the feet. He would mince up Oliveira, and Oliveira's a worse wrestler than Tsarukyan. Better submissions than Tsarukyan, but not as dangerous as Tsarukyan on the ground, bro. I believe that. If you know what you're doing on the ground, I think Oliveira's not gonna be able to submit you so easily. Gagey, Holloway already beat him, and it would happen again and again and again. Poirier. Now that fight is gonna happen. I'm leaning towards Max Holloway, but that's a close fight. We'll see. We'll see who wins. Okay, I'll make my prediction when it gets close. Hooker, I think he beats Dan Hooker. Camera, I think he beats Camera. Pimlet, I think he beats Pimlet. And I think he beats everybody else. Like, Sarukian and Oliveira are the only problems that he has. And Poirier, we'll see. But bro. And I think he can beat Oliveira. Okay, Holloway has very good takedown defense. He has very good grappling defense and offense. He's strong. He's very fast. And when he fights people his size, he is faster because he does not have to wideness. When he's fighting people who are short, he has to like make his stance wide, makes him slower. He fights it more different. He fights it differently. When he fought Gaethje, who was his size, you can see that he floats around. He floats. He moves like a butterfly, stings like a bee. Okay. And I know Sarukian is short, so he will be a little slower, Holloway. But he's still gonna be faster. Holloway's very fast. He's still gonna be faster. He's still gonna crack hard in the shots. And he has good grappling defense, bro. He has good grappling defense. People just don't get that. Holloway's seriously a contender, bro. No, if Ilya wins, which I think he will, then I don't think Holloway can become the champ. I think Holloway loses to Ilya every time. But if Oliveira wins and Ilya moves back down to 45, then I think Holloway has a serious shot at getting that gold at lightweight. Okay? Holloway's really good, bro. Number 11, Tom Aspinall. Now we're getting into those high territories. 9 out of 10. I think he's basically almost unbeatable. Now look at the heavyweight rankings. There's only 2 guys that can beat him, and that would be John Jones. And I think Aspinall would knock out Cyril Gane or submit him and beat Sergey again and beat Volkov again and beat Curtis again and beat. And Almeida, I think Almeida is very tough test. Because he's a good grappler and striking's alright, but he's very athletic. But I think Aspinall knocks him out too, to be honest. So physically, there's only one guy that's tough for him, and it's John Jones. Okay? Only one guy. And I think Aspinall beats Jones. Now, there is this thing. If Ankalaev beats Alex in a rematch and faces Yuri Prohaska and beats him, who really is there to fight? Like Carlos Ulberg, I guess, but like, so I think Ankalaev is a very tough test for Aspinall. Very tough test. Ankalaev is fast. It's hard. Good defense. Can grapple. Smart. Very, very well-rounded fighter. But I think Aspinall can beat any heavyweight on the planet, bro. I think he beats every heavyweight on the planet. And I think there's only one guy, which is John Jones, who really can make that a puzzle. And hopefully we can see that fight. I think we will see that fight. And thinking we'll see it in New York in November at MSG. And Ankalaev. But Ankalaev is in a different division, so yeah, we'll have to wait a while to see that. But number 10, Alexandre Pantoja. I think he's an 8 out of 10. Now he has a fight. He has a fight coming up against Kai Kara France. And do I think he's gonna win that fight? I do. I do think he's gonna get a win by decision or maybe by submission, a late submission. But Kai Kara France is good. He has good takedown defense. He has good power. So like I said, good grappling defense, good power. He's around Pantoja's height, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, but I think Pantoja can get it done. Now, if we're looking, I think if Pantoja were to move up to bantamweight, I think he would lose to O'Malley. I think he would lose to Umar. I think he would lose to Merab. So, I think Pantoja, his style is like a flyweight style, not a bantamweight style. Okay. Okay. So, I'm looking at the rankings. Tatsuro Taira can be a real test if he just sharpens up his striking. If Tatsuro Taira can really work on his striking, then he's going to be a problem for everyone. Tattoo Tyro's like what? Like what? How old is he? Like 25? I'm pretty sure he's like 23, 20. He's like in that range. He's like 24, 25. Bro, Tattoo Tyra literally is a problem. His grappling is as good or better than Pantoja's grappling. And if he just sharpens up that striking and works with that and works on that striking, maybe like gets Kaya Segura to work with him. Bro, he'd be really good at striking. Bro, freaking get Inoue. What's his name? Like Naiyue or whatever. Like Inoue, the boxer. Bro, freaking they're both Japanese. And Tatsuro Taira should be a pretty decent star in Japan. Inoue's a big star. Freaking invite Inoue and tell him to freaking work with the boxing with Tyro. Tyro's a problem, so I can see him being a problem for Pantoja. Royval, we've seen that fight, but I think Royval's gotten better. But I think Moreno's is the same. But I think Moreno's still a problem for Pantoja. No cap, he can be a problem for Pantoja. Like there's a lot of guys for that can be Pantoja. And Pantoja's really good, so he can beat them all. He can probably beat them all because he's really good. And he's proved that he's the best in the division. But there's a lot of tough guys ahead of him. That's why he's 8 out of 10. Number 9, Jack Della Maddalena. So look, I am a big Jack Della Maddalena glazer. But if I'm being honest, guys, I know I would put him higher, but I have to see him fight Islam. Like I said, his striking is really good. He's the best boxer in the division. Best striker in the division, 100%. But I do think he struggles with long rangey guys. More than he struggles against people his size. People like Sean Brady, I think they're gonna give him trouble in the grappling because not only can Sean Brady grapple really well, not only is he very strong in the grappling, and he has that cardio, but he also has he's very dangerous on the ground. He has very dangerous submission abilities and ground and pound. So if Jack gets taken down, it's just a scramble, it might be different. Shafkat, I think Jack beat Shafkat. But Shafkat is still a tough guy, still a tough fight. Kamaru Usman, Joaquin Buckley, Ian Garrett. I think Ian Garrett can beat Jack. Long rangey, smart, good boxing, good defense, good footwork. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. Jackson have a very hard time. He has a very stacked division. But I think he can do it. But I would be lying if I said it. I'd be lying if I said it would not be tough. It is tough. There's a lot of killers in that division. And to be honest, I've been thinking about it, and I might pick Islam. Like when Jack beat Bilal, like a few days, during that time when he beat, even though it was literally like a month ago, I was saying that I truly believe that Jack would beat Islam, but I think Islam might be able to catch Jack when Jack is doing those scrambles. This Islam is a better grappler than Bilal, 100%. So I think that when Jack is scrambling up from the ground, I think Islam might be able to catch him in something. And also his striking is better than Bilal's. He has very good defense, good boxing, very good just striking in general, very good clinches. He has nasty clinch work. That's gonna be a bigger fight. Cannot wait to see it. But Jack can win. Jack can beat anybody. Jack can beat absolutely anybody he wants. He can beat anybody. He's very talented anywhere, everywhere. But he has a lot of threats. So this is like the Pantoja thing. There's a lot of threats in the division. And maybe I can make Pantoja like an 8.5 because he's beat many guys. But Jack, not yet. If he beats Islam, I'll put it at like an 8.7. Okay. If he beats Sean Brady, then basically he can beat anybody. I just want to see him face Islam. If he beats Islam, then he can beat Sean Brady and he can beat anybody. Okay. Number 8, Alex Buatan Pereira. So I think Alex Pereira I think he loses to Magomed Ankalaev again. I think the rematch is going to be easier for Ankalaev. I feel like Pereira's going to come with a more aggressive approach. And I think he's going to win the first round against Magomed and get knocked out in the second round. Just once Alex gets more aggressive and he throws more head kicks and he tries to throw more powerful shots, they're going to leave him to get countered more, countered nasty. And I feel like it's going to leave him over for takedowns. And Ankalaev is a nasty counter striker. Nasty. And he's faster than Alex. He's the fastest light heavyweight, probably. No, not. He's Phil Roundtree. It's probably faster, but they're both very fast. Ankalaev has nasty counter shots, bro. But Ankalaev is really, really good. So I'm not gonna blame it. I think Alex can beat anybody in the division. But the division is not too stacked, so I'm not gonna like act like it's crazy. Like, okay, imagine if this was like welterweight, like where Jack is, and the division is like very, very stacked. If Alex, and then I make Alex like an 8 out of 10. But since the division's not that stacked, I can't really put him at a high score. But I do think I think he beat Yuri again. I think Carlos Oberg. Oh my gosh, freaking went to Volkanovski. I think Carlos Oberg would be a tough test. Jamal Hill. I think Alex beats him again easily. John Bohowicz loses. I think everybody loses. I think Dominic Reyes can be a tough test, but it's only really Ankalaev. Wait, my nose. All right, guys. So Alexander Volkanovski, 8 out of 10. So, if Volkanovski won the title back and he was in his prime, like we're looking at 2021, 2022 Volkanovski, I'm putting him at 9.5 because who beats prime Volkanovski right now? Holloway's not in the division anymore. Diego Lopez will lose again, even though the chances do get higher and higher because Volkanovski is getting older and he's gonna get slower, and Volkanovski had a great performance against Diego Lopez. Great performance. But he just looked a little slower. Not too slow, but he's just a little bit slower. It looks like 5% slower. It looks a little less durable, okay? But he still looks amazing. It also looks a little less strong. It looks a little weaker, but he was lean coming in. Probably the leanest he's ever been. Good shape though, good shape. But I think he beats Lopez. If this was prime Volk, he beat everybody in the division. Okay. He would TKO Lopez if it was prime Volk, TKO Evloev. But we're talking current Volk. I think he beats Lopez again. I think he beats Yair, but Yair, he always has that fluke chance, and I hope that fight doesn't happen. I hope that fight doesn't happen. UFC 320 is not happening in Noche. It's not happening. It's not happening in Mexico, which is good in my opinion. Because I really hope that it's not gonna be Volk versus Rodriguez. I hope it's gonna be Volk versus Evloev in Australia, UFC 321, Australia. Hope it's gonna be there. I need water. Oh my gosh. Wow, I hardly no water. Okay. So yeah, there's that. But I think it's tough to test as Evloev and somebody else that I'll mention soon. Evloev could beat him, but I think Volkanovski's still good enough to stuff those takedowns, scramble with Evloev, and outstrike him on the feet and win himself a decision. And he still has the good cardio. But there's one man that I think can beat Volkanovski, and that's Gene Silva. I think Gene Silva's scary. He's nasty, okay? Nasty power. If I were Volkanovski, if I beat Evloev, I'm either moving up to lightweight or I'm retiring, okay? That's what I have to do. Don't risk it. Don't try to go on this freaking huge tower defense reign. That would be, but that'd be like what, like 8 title wins for Volkanovski, like 8 title wins, 9 title wins for Volkanovski if he beats Evloev. I think I think that's enough. Okay. So, okay, how much title wins does he have? He beat. Okay, so he has like 6. Okay, no, so yeah, that'd be 8. I'm pretty sure that'd be 8. Yeah, 8 title wins if he beats Evloev. That's very good. I would just say retire. Don't fight G Silva, bro. Retire. If you beat Evloev, don't risk it. Just leave on top. He'd be what, like 37? If he beats Evloev, but he'd be like what, 37, 38. Leave on top, or go to lightweight and fight for fun, and don't fight Topuria. Maybe fight Holloway. Maybe, okay, no, or probably Dustin Poirier. No, it's not gonna be there. Fight freaking Justin Gage or something, bro. I don't know. Gage is not even that bad. Like, that's Sarukian, bro. Volkanovski can beat Sarukian, and I freaking know it. Maybe, okay, maybe not now, but in his prime, I think he beats Sarukian. So yeah, let's go for that. Magomed Ankalaev. I have him at 8.7 out of 10. I think Ankalaev is unbeatable. I know I have him at 8.7 out of 10. Like I said, it's because the division is not too stacked. But there is a guy like Alex Pereira who can beat him. Because, Pereira always has that knockout chance. And he's skilled enough to, get points and win by decision. But most we all know, if Pereira were to beat Ankalaev, probably by knockout, left hook, head kick, knee, whatever. But I think Ankalaev is truly built different. He's young, he's like 32? Fast, very good, the best boxer in that division. Probably one of the best strikers. He's probably the second best striker in the division. Or first, I don't know, but I would say second. He has to beat Alex Pereira again by knockout or decision again, but decisively by crazy good striking. So I can say he's best striker in the division. I don't need to explain for this one. Who beats Ankalaev? I don't think anybody does. That's why. Dricus du Plessis, 8.5. I think he beats everybody. I think he beats Strickland again, and never gonna happen. Strickland got 50, 45. Does not deserve it. He already got beat twice. He would beat everybody in the division. I think he'd beat Imavov, Kyle Borralho, Kyle Borralho. But Khamzat Chimaev is that one man left. If Dricus beats Khamzat, then I'm putting this guy at freaking 10 out of 10, unbeatable, because nobody's gonna knock him out. Maybe Chimaev, because Chimaev is extremely powerful, and it's takedown threat. But nobody that's not Chimaev can knock him out. Nobody can submit him really, unless it's Chimaev. Okay, we take away Chimaev from the world. Nobody beats Dricus at middleweight. Nobody beats Dricus at middleweight. Nobody. Okay? Chimaev is the only reason this guy's not 9 out of 10. Or 10 out of 10. And I think Chimaev beats him, but yeah. We'll see. Dricus is really good. Now, number 4. Rob Dvalishvili. I think Rob is almost that du Plessis level. But you know what? I'll be honest, bro. I think Umar Nurmagomedov beat him. I'm not one of those guys. Look, when I first watched the fight, I was like, you know what? Rob beat him. But when you really watch it back, and if you watch it with no audio at all, like you just watch it in silent, no, like audio at all, the crowd was going crazy for Merab whenever he got a takedown, whenever he landed a shot on Umar. You take away the volume, Merab swayed the judges in the crowd with emotes, okay? With emotes. Because when he would take down Umar, and Umar either way he got right back up, Merab would point at him and hey, yeah, brother, yeah. Point at him. Or freaking like, oh, you missed a kick. Where'd the kick go? Where'd the kick go? Like, you missed a head kick. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? And yeah, it's funny, okay? But I just think he lost to Umar, bro. You just watch that fight again and watch it with no noise or silence your phone, bro. I think Umar beat him. Like, he has very close fights with these top guys. Like Umar, very close fight. O'Malley, very close fight. He's not a dominator, but the reason he's so high up is he's in a pretty stacked division, and at the end of the day, he beat O'Malley, he beat Jan, and you know what? I guess for the people, he beat Umar. Okay, I don't believe it, but he beat Umar. I think his toughest test would be Umar or Corey Sandhagen. Okay, I think Umar would beat him in a rematch. But let's take away O'Malley and Umar. His toughest test would be Sandhagen, bro. Corey Sandhagen is like one of those guys that can beat Merab because he's proven he has very good grappling defense and wrestling defense. He has overall just very good defense on the ground. He has a lot of knowledge when it comes to that. He knows how to get out. He's very smart. He has sneaky knees. He's fast. He's one of those fighters that can beat Merab, okay? Sandhagen, I mean. So, I believe Merab is just I think he loses to O'Malley and Umar in the rematch. But his cardio was so good and he showboats a lot and he just have pretty good striking defense. Yeah, he's good enough to where I'm like, okay, but he can beat Merab and Umar in the rematch or O'Malley or Corey. So he's built different, bro. Okay. And like I said, Merab, thank you for liking my stories on Instagram, bro. You're my freaking guy. You're my dude, okay? Just please follow me, okay? Ilya Topuria. You're probably like, yo, the Gliz is crazy. That's a high score. Yes, that's a high score. What are you gonna do about it? Bro, Ilya Topuria is freaking unbeatable, okay? The only reason he's not 10 out of 10 is because look, he's a little small. Even though he's thick. Like, he's a short guy, but he has a lot of muscle on him and he's a pretty big guy, big legs, big, he's a very strong guy. Short and stocky. He does get hit. And Oliveira can crack him with a knee. Like, okay, the only reason he's not 10 out of 10 is because somebody can knock him out. But he's extremely durable, though. When do we see this guy get rocked? When? I know he got knocked down by Jair Herbrand and he got like rocked before he got in the UFC. But bro, you only see him get knocked down once in the UFC with a perfect high kick. Perfect head kick by a rangy striker. Perfect head kick that I did not see coming. Took it on the chin. Shin on chin. He didn't see it coming. And he recovered. And he knocked the guy out. He knocked Jai Herbert out in the second round. He is... Bro, and you never see this guy with cuts. Like, I know he always looks like... gone to a war after his fights. Because... he always has bruises on his eyes. Like, his eyes are always bruised. And he's kind of bleeding a little bit from the nose and stuff. First of all, Max Holloway and Volkanovski. How are you not going to come out? Bro, how do you expect yourself to not be damaged? Volkanovski and Holloway, it is impossible to avoid their shots, okay? They're the volume kings. They're going to land stuff on you, okay? Stuff that's gonna mark you up a little bit. Okay, but either way, he always gets marked up again, like from his fights. Okay, like Jack Herbert marked him up a little bit. Bryce Mitchell, he had like a bruised eye. Josh Emmett, he had like a bruised eye. Okay, and I know, but this guy has very good defense. Best boxer, the UFC. It's not even close. It's not even close. Okay? Not even close. It's him, number one. Jack LaMalena, number two. And number three would be like what? I was thinking Holloway's kind of like an overrated boxer. Holloway's more of a kickboxer, okay? Okay, Holloway's obviously a good boxer, but I put him more as a kickboxer. Holloway's top five. Maybe you can put like O'Malley, but I would put more Petr Yan. I think I put more Petr Yan as a boxer. As a pure boxer. Petr Yan. Put Magomed Ankalaev too, though. Either way, the Poirier's number one. I think he would beat Islam. Okay? I think he's gonna freaking destroy Charles Oliveira. He's unbeatable, bro. You cannot submit this guy. Well, we don't know yet. Okay. I can be so wrong. Yes, he has a dangerous fight coming up. I get that. Best boxer in the UFC. Nasty leg kicks. Great defense. Extremely durable. Good, great, amazing cardio. Like, bro, this guy is good switching ability. Good takedown defense. Very smart fighter. Like, bro, and his confidence is crazy. He's unbeatable. You cannot beat this guy, okay? How would Islam beat him? I know Islam can take him down because he's stronger and he can submit him, but I don't see that happening. Because Islam took him 5 rounds to submit Dustin freaking Poirier, and I can guarantee you this: Ilia Topuria is more dangerous than Poirier, and he's faster than Poirier. He's a more experienced grappler than Poirier. Okay. Okay. And Poirier was cracking. He was cracking Islam with some shots, and Islam made it. Okay. But we saw Poirier crack Max Holloway, but and Max Holloway ate it. When Poirier cracked Holloway, Holloway was not eating that. Holloway was shaking. Okay, Holloway got put out. Okay, not out cold, but he was out. Okay, he was out. What human being in the UFC beats this guy? He has to move. Yeah, well, Ilia Poirier has to move up the freaking middleweight, so I can pick against him. Okay, he has to face freaking Hamzat Chimaev or Dricus du Plessis, or just a middleweight. Okay, he has to face a top 5 middleweight. Okay, or welterweight. Welterweight. Okay, well, I'll put that there. This guy freaking is unbeatable. He would beat Volkanovski in a rematch. He'd beat Holloway in a rematch. And let's see the lightweight rankings. Okay, he would beat. Okay, so Sarukian is a tough test. I can't. Sarukian is a tough test because he's young, same age as Topuria, same frame. He's bigger than Topuria in terms of like mass. He does have good body kicks. Sarukian is the only tough test at lightweight. At welterweight, we have Islam. Okay, but we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about it. Okay. Who beats Topuria? Okay. You cannot give me one man who can beat this guy. Okay, you cannot give me one man. Freaking Ilia's gonna knock out Charles in the freaking first or second round, bro. And then he's gonna freaking knock out. He's gonna fight Sarukian. Sarukian is a tough fight. I get it. Okay, I get it. He's a tough fight. That's a very tough fight. Sarukian is very strong and he has very good ground and pound, and he can definitely mark up Topuria's face and make it tough. So we'll see, but I think Topuria still knocks him out. Okay, but Sarukian does get hit. I know it's normal to get hit, but it's not. But when Topuria hits you, it's not gonna feel normal. Okay. Nobody on the planet beats this guy, and I promise you, I will prove it to you when I make that breakdown on in that week of UFC 317, and you're gonna see it that Topuria's gonna knock him out, or he's gonna knock down Oliveira badly, and he's gonna submit him on the ground. You guys are gonna see, okay? You guys are just gonna see. Moving on to number 2, John Jones, 7.5 out of 10. John Jones is truly a great fighter, guys. Okay. And I know John Jones, the GOAT, he should be 10 out of 10. No, he's not, bro. I think Aspinall beats him. I think Volkov can. Well, I think Jones beats Volkov. But Almeida and Aspinall, I think Aspinall beats him. Almeida's a really tough test, okay? Okay? I think Curtis Blades will be a tough test, okay? Okay? And Goliath would beat John Jones. Dominic Reyes beat John Jones, okay? John Jones is not invincible. He gets clipped on the cheese, bro. He gets Miocic freaking almost made it to the fourth. Wait, yeah, almost made it to the fourth round. Okay, and Miocic was, bro. If that was Aspinall fighting Miocic, Aspinall's taking Miocic out in the freaking first minute of the fight. If that was Francis Ngannou's taking him out in the first minute, in the first round. Ngannou doesn't really blitz in like that, but still, not anymore. So guys, John Jones is really good. He's the smartest fighter right now. And he has amazing. He's one of the best grapplers. But guys, like, he's older now. He's plotty. He's a plotty guy. Like, he's not fast on the feet. He's slowly walking towards you. And his defense against Miocic was him getting hit on the chin and then running away. Okay? Number 1 is Islam Makhachev. I think Islam Makhachev beats everybody at welterweight. Now, I think Sean Brady would be a very tough test. Okay? Sean Brady's a very tough test. Very tough test. Joaquin Buckley's a very tough test, too. Usman would be a tough test, but I think Joaquin Buckley's a tougher test. I mean, also, Usman is a very tough test, too. But Ian Gary's a pretty tough test. Jack Del Malin is a very tough test. But the reason that Islam is so high because he's proved that he can beat anybody on the planet, okay? Except Ilya Taporia, but that's beside the point. The reason he's so high up, even though I'm saying he has a lot of tough tests at welterweight, is because he's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight all those guys. He's probably gonna win the welterweight title and fight and defend it once against maybe Sean Brady or Joaquin Buckley or whatever, and then retire. And he's gonna be the GOAT of the sport, okay? And I like Islam a lot, and I think he truly deserves this opportunity. Islam is practically unbeatable. That's why he's so high. Jack Del Malin can truly give him a run for his money. Truly can. That's a fight that we all want to see, and we are gonna see it. Very happy about that. Sean Brady's a very tough fight, but I think Islam can beat all of them. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.